Well, it's gonna be a bright, 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 bright and sunshining day. Well, what is poppin', everybody? How are you doing? Welcome back. I shaved my face. Yeah. And, yeah, whew, feels good. You know, credit to anybody who can handle having a beard. That's a rough life. It's food in your face all the time. Anyways, that's not what I'm talking about here. Today, we're talking about a huge, if not, in my opinion, one of the biggest progress killers on guitar. Now, I know you're going to jump and just say it's not practicing, and you're probably right. But that's a very obvious one. And I thought I would give one that I've come across, you know, through teaching for the past, 10 years or however long it's been, that is a huge progress killer that is not the most obvious one to a lot of people. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this one. Not really tabs. If you want to check out my free guitar course, you totally can. It is linked down below. I do have a sale going on this week on my guitar courses. That is also linked if you want to check that out as well. But let's go ahead and jump in, and I'm going to get talking. I'm just going to cut to it. So, what is that #1 progress killer? Well, I ain't gonna drag it out. Here's what it is. It's learning too much. And you're probably like, that's ridiculous. How can that be it? Well, honestly, it is. I've come across this a lot, and this is myself. Sometimes you just have to tell yourself to slow down a little bit. And I don't mean like slow down as in speed. Slow down with what you're learning. I've come across a lot of people through teaching who, when I initially asked them, I was like, oh, well, do you know your pentatonics? Because they're like, oh yeah, I've already learned all that. And they can play it, which is part of it. So like if we're in A, for example, oh, maybe we're in A. There's your A minor pentatonic scale. And that is technically it. Now, well, usually what I counter them with is like, okay, cool, have you done it like this? And I'll be like, have you done it on 2 strings, just moving up? Or maybe diagonally. Well, not that was the wrong note. Sorry, when I play the pentatonic scale, I start to add other notes into it, and I have to like remind myself like, hey, only play pentatonic. So so that's what I'm talking about by a progress killer. Because what happens is a lot of times as players, we want to learn all of it. We hear about modes, we hear about all these chords, we hear about all these scales, and we're just like, oh, I want to learn it all. And I fell into this trap. I learned my pentatonic scale, I learned the positions of the pentatonic scale, and quickly moved on and went into modes. And I learned my Aeolian mode. I didn't learn them in order, and then I learned Ionian, and then probably Dorian, and then Lydian or something like that. And to me, really a very good way to do that is to practice one thing and learn it very, very well. If you're playing your pentatonic scale, for example, make sure that you can play it up and down, down and up, all the way through the scale. Why do I not have volume? Oh, I'm on the wrong pickup. Make sure you know how to operate a guitar too. Maybe I should take that tip. But, so we have that, okay? Now play through your scale, skipping strings. Ah, it sounds different. It feels different. You're thinking differently all of a sudden. And I think that's such a key component of it. So okay, I was like, okay, now descend it. And I do this with a lot of students, and you can see the wheels turning. They're like, oh, I hadn't thought about the scale that way before. And that's because, like I said, we move on to it. So you learn a little bit of the pentatonic scale, a little bit of the modes, then you learn a little bit of the harmonic minor scale, then you learn, you have all these little bits. And I think it really can kind of stifle that genuine progress that we want to make. So I say stick with one and try to challenge yourself. How many ways can I play this scale? How many ways can I play this chord, all these inversions, all this kind of stuff? Because like I said, you can spend months just with it learning a G chord. I've done it, again, I've done it with students where you have a G chord. Check out my 5-minute guitar workout. I did one chord in that video. I did G. I can move Gs all over the place. That's only one chord. There's who knows how many chords. So there's so much stuff. And to me, I get worked up because I get excited about it. Because as soon as I started figuring this stuff out, I saw a lot more progress in my own playing. So, okay, so we have our pentatonic skill here, and I started by skipping strings. It's like, well, what could you do next? Well, what if we played diagonally, you know? Oh, okay, boom, there's another new idea. What if, you know, and then the wheels just start turning like that. You know, what if I go like that? What if I play diagonally this way? Oh. Something like that. Obviously, I haven't practiced that one enough, but all of a sudden, as I was playing it just now, I was like, sounds pretty cool. Oh, sorry. I don't know why box 3 throws me off. And then maybe us in this one. Don't be all sloppy like me, but look at that. I mean, that's already, I'm sitting here and I'm like, that's a cool, why don't I practice that more? I almost did it. One more, give me one more time. Let me do this one more time. Oh my God. Obviously, I need to practice it, but it's another new way. I'm hearing these notes and I'm like, oh, I could do this with it. You know, it gets the wheels turning. And we haven't even talked about learning the chords that are inside of the pentatonic scale. We've talked a couple minutes, and there's already all these new ways. So, to me, if you really want to kind of like stop stifling progress, make sure that you're really honing in and learning something. Don't just learn the positions. Learn how it works. You know, if you really want to dive into it, learn the notes that are part of the scale. That way, when you're playing over a blues progression or something, you know, what notes, you know, can I add that it's going to really sound good over this D9? I'm like, oh, well, there's quite a few cool notes going on here. I've got that major 6 in there, so maybe when it goes to the D. Oh. So I'm just doing all pentatonic stuff right there. I'm just kind of, I flipped to major once I had that major 6 in there. And then we went to the... something like that. But that is it, guys. I'm not trying to talk your ear off. I'm not trying to bore you. But I just... friendly advice, I guess, is what this really comes down to, is that make sure that whenever you're investing a lot of time in learning guitar, so make sure that you invest a lot of it, not only in learning the shapes, but mentally learning it, mentally challenging yourself. I think it's a really crucial thing. I hope you guys dug the video. I'll be back later this week with more videos. Of course, you can't get rid of me. Look, I've got a baby face now. I shaved. I've got a guitar, and I'm over Namthrax. So other than that, guys, yo, I'm out of here. Have a good day. I'm feeling good because, man, I've been sick the last week. And, yo, I'll probably see you tomorrow with another video. Later, homies. Peace out. Whoop!